Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to now the first fight night of 2018. My name is Darren Jacobs, and we are kicking things off once again with the general manager, who has more news to tell you. Well, he promised a big 2018, and it looks like we're going to have news more to come. So now let's find out what the general manager has to tell us. Welcome to Fight Night. I do hope that I'm not boring you by starting off every show, but I have major news and announcements to make. I told you 2018 would be a big year, and so I intend to deliver on that promise. First things first, there have been a few people asking for the return of the Cruiserweight division. Some have asked for their own show. So I want your opinions. Vote in the poll by pressing the icon at the top right of the video on whether or not this should happen. Speaking of polls, I would like to announce the results of the Road to Glory tournament. We have counted up all the votes, and thanks to everyone who did vote, and we can now reveal that the person who is getting a WIW contract is a tie. Both Alex Wilson and Cashman received the most votes. We only have one available contract, and so the best way to decide who gets it is to have them fight for it. At the Last Stand pay-per-view, these two will face off with no mentors in an Extreme Rules match, and the winner becomes a WIW superstar and gets signed to Fight Night. And speaking of Last Stand, I can confirm that there will be a battle royal to determine the team captain of Friday Fight Night for the 4v4 tag match against Mayhem at the next pay-per-view. So if you're interested in becoming captain, you have until Sunday to let me know. And with regards to the main event of the Last Stand pay-per-view, King Sam and Travis will hopefully end their feud as they face for the WIW heavyweight title. And since it is a Last Stand pay-per-view, there's only one match that makes sense to me, and that is a last man standing match. That's all for this week. Stay tuned because I have plenty more news next week. Well, some major announcements there for the GM. Lots to digest, but we do have to crack on with today's card. We've got a massive show to kick off 2018, and building up to Last Stand, it's going to be one hell of a ride for the next couple of shows. Well, first up tonight, we've got some one-on-one action to kick off the show, and we are kicking off with Jake Griffiths coming down to the ring. And he's had quite a good start here to WIW. Secretly been doing very well. Two big victories so far and yet to suffer a defeat. But Jake Griffiths, the Burrow himself, wants to break out in 2018 and become a big name on the show. So far hasn't quite managed to reach the top of the ranks and really excel. As I don't know what the reason is, of course. He has 2 wins. And look at this, getting right up in the face of the crowd there. And look at this, saying to the crowd that he deserves what he deserves to be. He deserves to be a champion. He deserves to be successful. And like I say, he's off to a very successful start, but he's been playing the nice guy so far. But it looks like tonight he's coming out here with the no more Mr. Nice Guy attitude. But tonight he's got a tough opponent, so he needs to concentrate. He hasn't got a lightweight of an opponent. This is a man who beat Big Willie. That's right, the former television champion. No, not the former television champion. The current television champion was beaten by this man. Yes, it was with the assistance of Brad, but he has done it in the past, and that's a big achievement in itself. It's Peter Bolton, the ace, ready to come out tonight and try and make himself an impact as well. Of course, got to a relatively decent start in his career. Started to push towards the top, but then started to fade away again as people got caught in rivalries and the title opportunity started to fade away from him. And of course, you're going to imagine that he's proper hungry for that television title now with the win against Big Willie under his belt. But for right now, Big Willie's accepting all challenges. So I wonder what he's been waiting for. Maybe he's waiting for a pay-per-view opportunity to come and accept Big Willie's open challenge. I don't know. But we're going to get underway here. It's Jake Griffiths and Peter Bolton to kick us off here for the first Mayhem fight of 2018. And look at it straight away with a double underhook suplex. And Peter Bolton, we know he's a very grapple-ish fighter. He likes to land the big moves, the suplexes and stuff. And, of course, that massive DDT, as he calls the ace in the hole, that can end the match, which we've seen in the past. And now look at this, brought back to his feet there, Jake Griffiths, and Peter Bolton just shrugs him down. Jake Griffiths, quite a small man, probably eligible for the Cruiserweight division. Oh, that reminds me, would you guys like to see the Cruiserweight division back? I might leave a poll in the description, in the top right of the video for you guys, if you guys want to see it. But would you like to see the Cruiserweight division back? There's been talks about the Cruiserweight division returning and having its own show, potentially. Although, for right now, I think maybe just bringing back the Cruiserweight title might be the best option. But let me know what you guys think about that. Back on the match. Oh, look at that. A beautiful takedown by Jake Griffiths. And you can see the anger in his eyes. He's fed up. He's annoyed that he hasn't been given the opportunities that he's wanted. Owen was thinking of a springboard there, but Peter Bolton managing to escape the range. Look at that. A massive spear there by Peter Bolton. And these two will both be looking to break out in 2018, and they've both shown potential to do it. Peter Bolton may not have the perfect win-loss record, but he has the biggest of wins that he could possibly get in the wins that he has collected. And I'm sure he'll be on the title hunt all throughout 2018. But for Jake Griffiths, of course, only just recently joining, he is 2-0 though, yet to suffer his first defeat. Although if he carries on like this right now, Peter Bolton might be on track to give him that first defeat. And look at this, oh, big counter there, and now looking to fly in a big double E takedown. And this match going Jake Griffiths' way right now. Well, turning back into Jake Griffiths' favour after Peter Bolton got off to a really strong start. And look at this, was looking for a middle rope jump, but once again Bolton avoids it by crawling out of harm's way. And now Griffiths needs to find something big here to try and wear him down, put him away. And look at that big Russian leg sweep. And now back to his feet. He's going to toss him to the ropes. Oh, and a big counter. And now look at this. Peter Bolton, can he capitalise on the space he's been given here? He needs to do something. He's going to go for the Irish whip as well. Still just a feel-out period in this match, to be honest. Just a 50-50 encounter so far. No one really being able to establish control. And look at that as he drops the arm. And it's been great work so far here from Peter Bolton. Really impressive out the gate. Great Jake Griffiths, though, having good spells of momentum, landing the big strikes. Arguably the bigger strikes. So Peter Bolton needs to come back with some big strikes of his own, and that's exactly what he's intending to do here as he flies to the middle rope. And a big blockbuster. And Peter Bolton on track to pick up another win here, and it'll be a great win for him. He hasn't been able to sustain a good momentum. He's been getting the individual wins, but not consistently. And it's a big 2 count there. It's good, promising signs for Bolton that this match might be coming to a close very soon if he's getting a 2 count right now. And now bringing him back to his feet. And look at this. Right in the middle of the ring. Spine buster. For massive impact. And now Peter Bolton looking for the ace in the hole. Is he going to be able to set it up? He's in a good position to take the cover after this. If he can land it. Ace in the hole. Ace in the hole for Peter Bolton. But I think that's a rope break. It's not. And the referee's counting it. And Peter Bolton can't do it. It's a 2.5 count. And look at Bolton. He can't believe his eyes. The ace in the hole doesn't get the job done. Peter Bolton kicking out at 2.5. I thought it was a rope break though. But the referee didn't call it. Didn't matter anyway. 2.5 count. And a blockbuster. Might have affected Jake Griffiths though, having to use all his effort and energy to break out the cover there. But now he needs to start mounting some offense because Peter Bolton being relentless here in his attack on Jake Griffiths. Oh, but look at this, Griffiths. Beautiful move there. Big counter to escape there, and now needs to capitalise, and he does with a neck breaker. And the crowd, of course, he didn't make good friends with them to begin with. And now playing to the crowd, but there's a forearm, and now trying to turn the tide and get back into this match if he can. Jake Griffiths has not had this much offense dealt with him so far in any of the matches he's had so far, and now trying to fight back and respond to them the best he can. And now look at this, a beautiful little bit of ground and pound work from the Burrow, Jake Griffiths. And now, oh look at that, went for a kick to the back, well countered by Peter Bolton, now needs to capitalise if he can from behind. Look at the height on that slam down. Beautiful move there by Peter Bolton. And Jake Griffiths once again unable to capitalise on the opportunity to take control of the match, and Peter Bolton once again is able to keep the control of the matchup. Oh look at that, big counter there by Jake Griffiths. Only got caught up on the ropes there, did you see that? Running neck breaker. And Jake Griffiths now stomping away on the floor, fighting a lot more vicious in this one. But he has been on the back burner for the majority, and now needs to capitalise on the opportunity if he can to get in control and a big clothesline into the corner. And now laying him down here, Jake Griffiths. He gets picked up. And now, oh, and crashing him face first into the canvas. And now stomping away on the limbs as well. This is much better from Jake Griffiths. This is the type of momentum he needs to try and maybe capitalise on this match and take the win. Looking for another neck breaker. Slap bang in the middle of the ring. And the crowd, you can see the thumbs down, the disapproval. As Jake Griffiths starts to slowly take control. They were really getting behind Peter Bolton. He's dominated the match, but now the ground and pound. And he's busted him open. And Jake Griffiths sending a warning, not taking any prisoners, and smashes him down onto the apron again. Jake Griffiths bringing out a whole new vicious side to him tonight, and Peter Bolton is suffering the wrath of it. And now being brought back to his feet by Jake Griffiths, who was looking for another neck breaker, and look at this, just targeting the head, not waiting for any type of invitation to beat down Peter Bolton further. But Bolton is in a lot of pain now, has already busted open, now needs to start fighting back after having the majority control, and now can try and get it back here. There's a big clothesline in the corner. A lot of devastating moves with the neck breakers and the ground and pound work from Jake Griffiths, but yeah, hasn't pulled off a big move to try and get this one sorted for him. He hasn't actually managed to do anything major, like move-wise, that could possibly put him away. He needs some type of finisher to put this one away if he can. Maybe perhaps that bunny hop that he, his own variation of the curb stomping into a cover, and it's a 2 count. And this has been a great way to start off the show. It's been a bloody way to start off the show. We weren't expecting blood to kick off tonight. But Peter Bolton is taking some hits and now needs to continue to dish out the ones of his own. Back to his feet. Might be looking for something big here. Scooping him up. Fisherman suplex and bridging into the cover. Griffiths is in trouble. He's got it. Peter Bolton wins. Off the fisherman suplex. And Peter Bolton steals the win. Well, not really steals, but takes the win over Jake Griffiths. He controlled the start of the match. And I thought maybe he had it here with the ace in the hole, and he manages to kick out at 2 Jake Griffiths. But for Jake Griffiths, this is his first defeat, losing there to the fisherman suplex. And right when I thought he was starting to take control of this match, massive impact on the suplex. And Peter Bolton picks up another big win for his career. That's exactly what he needed to keep the momentum going. First win in 2018. And I'm sure this man will be hungry and ready to take on Big Willie in perhaps maybe a future open challenge. I don't know, but I don't think he'll be doing one tonight. Let's move on down the rest of the card. Big win for Peter Bolton. Next up tonight, a rematch that was requested last week by Bruiser Brad, who called out Daniel Robertson following his attack on Soul Man Akira. And tonight, Daniel Robertson has accepted his challenge. He beat him once at the pay-per-view. But tonight, Bruiser Brad is hoping to get some revenge for that defeat. Of course, every time other than at the pay-per-view, he has managed to conquer Daniel Robertson. And if you need to count the number of times these two have collided, you'd definitely say Bruiser Brad would be in the win column between them. But that's not enough for him. He got embarrassed at the pay-per-view, and he wants to make him pay for that. And poor Soulman Akira had to face the wrath of him to figure that out, as he got ambushed last week with the steel chair. But Bruiser Brad and Theodore Adam Wright coming down to the ring tonight and hoping that Bruiser Brad can pull off the victory. He's made a big fuss and a big statement to try and get himself an opportunity to get a rematch. And tonight he's got it. He can't afford to waste it. And his first night here in 2018. What a big impact win this would be for him. But he's up against Daniel Robertson. One of two men in Fight Night now with a bike. Who makes his way down to the ring. After his big win at the pay-per-view, he's been a little bit off the radar. Just soaking in the win, I guess. He'd had to put up a massive fight to beat Bruiser Brad at the pay-per-view. So there's no surprise at all that Daniel Robertson took a little bit of time just to recuperate, to recover. But in his absence, other people were attacked in order to get the message to Robertson. And Robertson is now completely obliged. And Robertson isn't backing down from a challenge. And that's exactly the kind of fighter we're looking for here on Fight Night. Two of the newer additions to the roster who have hated each other since the moment they both debuted. It's David versus Goliath, part, what now, 3, 4, and it's underway. Can Robertson pull off the upset victory once again? And look at this, trying to strike fist. Look at this, trading fists with the big boxer. Look at this. The former boxer getting shown up here from the punches and kicks from the little man, Daniel Robertson. And this whole feud between these two has been completely David and Goliath style. Robertson, who's been fighting strong as of late, has come up with some new answers for him. Look at that. Managing to stand on his feet there after missing the moonsault. But once again, resorting to trading strikes between the two. Oh, went for a headbutt. He managed to dodge it and then land a drop kick. And what a start out the gate here from Daniel Robertson. And now look at this. Theodore already getting himself involved, and Bruiser Brad's able to capitalize. The side slam. Oh, but look at this. Robertson's back to his feet first. He weren't expecting that, Bruiser Brad, as he turns around, and once again these two trade fists. And Robertson is really showing up the boxer that is Bruiser Brad right now. But Bruiser Brad's going to make him pay with a massive big boot. Well, he's landing the strikes. How much impact that's actually having, we don't know. But look at this, camel clutch applied. And look at the weight being bared down here. And a big double leg takeout by Robertson, who tried to get him behind there, couldn't do it. And another slam, this time onto the knee. And Bruiser Brad, after a slow start, starting to find his rhythm here. But we know he packs a big punch, a very heavy hitter, a big slammer as well. And of course, if that bonsai drop is to land, it could be lights out for Daniel Robertson, who is now put up on the shoulder. And look at that. Must be carrying a bag of sugar for Bruiser Brad. And look at that. Power slam in the middle of the ring. And Theodore Adam Wright loving it at ringside. But look at that. Another counter here, this time by Robertson. Oh, he couldn't capitalize on it. He gets picked back up onto the shoulders. And, oh, off the ropes, the stun gun. And he's going to go for a cover now. He's done quite a bit of damage. Is it going to be enough to pick up the win? He's only going to get 2 count now. And Bruiser Brad, he wanted this rematch. He wanted to hurt him. He wanted to make an impact. And he thought this was the best way to do it, by calling out Robertson and getting his rematch. His first ever pay-per-view ended in defeat because of that. Look at the weight that he just bared down on the chest of Robertson. And now continuing to stomp away on him. Robertson had early control, but since then, it's all slipped away. And now it's looking bleak for him, as once again, using his weight to his advantage. Robertson in trouble here. Or see him run at him then. He decided against it instead, the Irish whip. And oh, look at that splash in the corner. Covering pretty much his whole body as he just splashes him into the corner and now spins him around. Thought maybe setting him up for the bonsai drop there, but he decided against it. And now just slamming him back down with force. And Robertson is in trouble here. The bonsai drop connects. And he goes for the cover off of it. And that's going to be it for Daniel Robertson, surely. There it is, Bruiser Brad with a devastating match there. And after the last couple of weeks, you feel that Bruiser Brad needed that victory desperately. Oh, hold on a minute. Wait a minute. He's not done. Look at this, a steel chair. And this is just unnecessary. He's already beaten him. He's down, and he's already been out for the count. This is just unnecessary. Oh, wait a minute, look at this. From behind, the save. Soulman Akira chases away Bruiser Brad. Well, Soulman Akira taken out last week, and this week having to come to the aid and saving Daniel Robertson here from further beatdowns from him. Well, we do have to move on down the rest of the card, but what a tragic event that just occurred. Next up tonight, a fatal four-way match, which is going to be a very important fatal four-way match, because the winner of this match will face the winner of next week's triple threat match to determine a new #1 contender for the title that is held by Laura Stables. Of course, the Fight Night Women's Championship. First woman down is Isabella Vega. Haven't seen much of her as of yet, and this is a good chance for all of the women to show where they stand, pull themselves out as a top contender and a top competitor here in the women's division, with so many new names and all of the divisions, and all the women's divisions just kicking off now. It's important that they stand out above the crowd, and Isabella Vega, first one down to the ring, hoping to do just that. And with, of course, the Battle of the Brands pay-per-view coming up, that's still to be named and still to be confirmed. We're building up right now towards the Last Stand pay-per-view, and one of these women want the chance to do it. And the next one down is the glowing princess herself, I guess, if you can call her a princess. She's quite creepy at times, like the way she wrestles in the ring. She's a very vicious fighter, and it is Tashley, ready to make herself an impact and get herself a #1 contenders match. And it's important for these women to stand out early. If you can make yourself known, make yourself popular with the fans, that's what's going to get you the title opportunities later down the line. The GM loves a good fan favorite. He loves an underdog story at times. He loves to see what the best combinations are, and tonight we're going to get to see the first of that. Next week it will be a fatal four-way match, excuse me, not triple threat. I meant to say fatal four-way. And the two fatal four-way winners will face off in a #1 contenders match later that very night. So the winner here is going to have an advantage, because whoever wins in the other fatal four-way is going to have two matchups to deal with, of course, because that is the last night before the Last Stand pay-per-view. So it's important that we establish the #1 contender early. So a big ask for next week's winner, but this week's winner, we need to decide who that's going to be. And Violet makes her way down. Of course, her and Tashley made quite the good team last time out. They faced off against Shannon and Jade, who next week will be a part of the Fatal 4-Way action. Of course, Shannon, a former women's champion. Jade had been a loyal and good friend to her since they both debuted way back in the trial era. But Violet and Tashley put on an incredible performance to beat her, and it was Violet that got the winning cover. Can she do that again here tonight and give herself a #1 contendership shot next week? And the general manager, of course, pretty much is giving the advantage to whoever wins this match, because two matches in one night is going to be difficult to deal with. But then at the same time, we've seen that happen before. We've seen a champion crowd doing two matches in one night. Of course, Mason Foster winning the European Championship that way. Yes, he did get some assistance, but it was still an impressive win regardless. And the last woman down to the ring is Wildcat, who we didn't get to see too much of. Got eliminated very early in the match, if I recall correctly. But tonight she's ready to come out and make herself a name in WIW. Fight Night Women's Champion, of course, Laura Stables. God knows what's happening with her. When she won the title, she came out as this glamour princess, pretty woman kind of feel about her. And then all of a sudden, she comes out in her first night as champion in all this goth clothing with dark hair. And the difference was crazy. I don't know what's going on with her. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. But look at this. Straight out the gate, Violet and Tashley gonna go straight for Isabella Vega and Wildcat. And Tashley and Violet, of course, worked together last week, as I mentioned. So clearly there's a little bit of a bond there already. Early alliances, and that's what you're going to want to do. Saw a Mayhem, Catherine Albright, and Tiffany Abbott helping each other pick up a win last week in their Fatal 4-Way match. And now look at this. Oh, what a catch by Wildcat. And now can she capitalize on it? She's got Tashley up on her shoulders and into a stun gun off the catch. Oh, look at that crucifix on the outside by Violet. And all 4 of these women ready to stand out above the crowd. And that's what it's all about in these early stages. The Fight Night Women's Division, of course, only been alive for about 4 weeks now. Well, at least it will be at the pay-per-view. This is only the 3rd week that the Women's Division has been out on patrol. So it's important that they early come out, make an impact, make a name, and get themselves in the eyes of the general manager. And Wildcat trying to do that here as she goes to fly. Oh, look at that. Beautiful athleticism and aerial prowess. Just unable to land it, though, as Tashley sidesteps. And now Tashley going to take Wildcat outside as Violet gets in. And I'm starting to sense a bit of synchronization here between Tashley and Violet. Really working together here, just staying out of each other's way, just being smart about it. They're not going to waste their opportunities to isolate the other. But then again, this is a #1 contenders match. I wonder how long their temporary alliance is actually going to last. But now Isabella Vega's actually got her in the ring, in a bit of trouble there. Oh, and a beautiful gut buster there from the double underhook. She rolls just over the ropes there, and Vega has time to catch her breath for a moment. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, Wildcat working away on Tashley, and all of a sudden, Tashley and Violet losing control of their matchups. Oh, but look at this. Vega's coming to get involved now, and she might be going for Tashley, but Tashley just runs past, and she wants to continue to work on Wildcat. Oh, but look at this. Vega's caught her now, and Vega sends her to the corner. And now Irish whip to that corner. Oh, no, big counter. Oh, wait, a counter of her own, and look at that. Oh, and they're just driving her face first into that middle rope. And now look at this. Aeroplane spin into a cutter there from Wildcat. And now into the cover goes Isabella Vega. She's going to get a 2 count as Wildcat breaks it up. And here we go. Is this where Tashley and Violet part ways with their friendship for the moment? Looks like it. As a stomp to the face, she sees that Violet is hurt. She's taking a big hit there with that running double knees into the corner. And now trying to make the most of it as she sends her to the outside. Oh, but Vega rolls out of harm's way as well. She's going to take a moment to rest, and it looks like Wildcat is going to come take advantage of the situation. Oh, look at that! Massive clothesline and a drop kick as well. Wildcat flying out the gate here today. She's looked very impressive so far, but Tashley has been keeping up with her well. Violet hasn't really had a chance to show off what she can do against her, and now look at this, she might get that opportunity. Kicks her on the way down, and now look at this. Oh, went for a wheelbarrow neck breaker, I think, but Isabella Vegas is going to take her inside. Remember, this is only 1 fall to the finish, so it's important to get the first fall and to get the win early. Look at this, exploder suplex inside the ring by Wildcat, who's going to take the time to taunt. But look at this, Vega, oh, dropping her right on to the barricade on the outside. But now Wildcat trying to set up Vega here, perhaps to wrap this one up and pick up the win. Oh no, got her on the ropes instead. Oh, and she gets tossed over the ropes by Isabella Vega. And now Tashley and Violet left alone in the ring. Oh, look at this! Beautiful move there by Isabella Vega. The springboard. Oh, but look at this. In the ring, Violet with the leg sweep. A choking leg sweep. And look at that. On the outside, Isabella Vega just enjoying herself here. She's having fun. Oh, look at that massive clothesline. But now Violet has got Tashley in a vulnerable position, and she could be ready to wrap this on up very soon. Look at this. Oh, and a massive running super kick. Tashley stunned, but another one. Look at that. Oh, and look at this. One more time, and then third. Big one. And now look at this. In the middle of the ring. A submission hold applied. Last chancery. Last chancery applied. Violet has to come and break it up. She's trying to break up, release the hold, but she's not doing it. And I think she's got it. We have a submission. We have the first winner. Oh, but look at this. Oh, and in anger of that defeat. But it doesn't matter what she does, because we have our first woman winner who's going to be a part of the #1 contendership match, and it's Isabella Vega. Look at that. It was the super kick there, but she couldn't make Isabella Vega release the hold in time. Look at this, just trying to get her to release it, but Wildcat tapping out as she did not release the hold, refused to give in. And I thought the referee maybe was going to make her forced to break at one point, but Isabella Vega held it in for long enough. And she is going to be the first woman to be in a part of the number 1 contendership match. She will face the winner of next week's match for a shot at the Fight Night Women's Championship at the Last Stand pay-per-view. An impressive win from Isabella Vega here tonight. Can she carry this momentum and earn herself a spot in a Women's Championship match? We'll soon find out, but it's time to move on down the rest of the card. Next up tonight, we have another open challenge for Big Willie's Television Championship. Another mystery opponent gets the chance to step out tonight and take the title from who has become quite the dominant champion. Last time out, he destroyed the damn ring. He literally destroyed the ring after putting, after the massive superplex to the big boss. Well, the forces, I doubt it's going to happen tonight, but the ring has been reinforced to prevent that from happening again. So tonight's contestant is coming out first to the ring. We know Big Willie, of course, will be his opponent in order to defend the championship. But tonight, the return of someone we haven't seen in quite some time, who is ready to come out and make 2018 his year. It is Liam Connors. Liam Connors was quite the fan favourite for quite some time, has had himself some big matches, particularly in pay-per-view, but unfortunately hasn't quite shone as of yet to the title picture. But tonight, he gets himself a title opportunity, and what a massive opportunity that lies ahead of him. What a big win it would be tonight if he could be the man to knock off Big Willie. What a big, big win this would be for him. And of course, Big Willie apparently is scheduled to defend at the Last Stand pay-per-view, but right now, I have no idea who's ready to come and take him on. He's seeming unstoppable as of late, and every time he defends that TV title, it could be the last. But for right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be. But can Liam Connors do it? Does he have what it takes to beat Big Willie? He's beaten some big names in the past, Liam Connors, but unfortunately just hasn't risen to the occasion as of late. But tonight is the biggest opportunity he's had to date, and can he capitalize on it? But now it's time to bring down the champ for the first time in 2018. Hopefully still not wearing the Santa suit. Nope, he's taking it off. It is Big Willie, the current WIW Television Champion. The second in history, of course, behind Travis Cotterrell, who won it at the Resurrection pay-per-view, only for Big Willie to take it off him in a big fatal four-way match at High Voltage. And since then, he has been a dominant champion, only recently just deciding he's been doing open challenges, as he is determined that he has no true contender to take him down. Of course, he's already beaten the likes of Original Brad most recently at the pay-per-view, and that was a destruction. Beat Travis in his rematch for the Television Championship, and he has knocked off everyone ever since. He's beaten the likes of PJ McNair, Big Boss. He's taken out so many big names. The list goes on, and he's looking to add Liam Connors to the list tonight as he puts the Television Championship on the line once again. And at Last Stand, of course, he is scheduled to compete. He has made it clear he has every intention of defending his title every single night that he is eligible to do it. And that is the type of fighting champion that he's proven to be so far, and he continues to do it as the Television Championship is on the line again. One-on-one here tonight. Liam Connors, the challenger, eager and hungry to get himself some title gold, and what a way to start the year it would be if Liam Connors makes his return to the ring to pick up the championship. He's beaten the likes of some of the TV champions in the past, of course talking about Travis, but Big Willie has beaten every challenger who stepped into the way, whether it's one person, two person, or even four people. Of course, being part of the Fatal 4-Way, which is where he won the TV title. He was the underdog in that one, but since then, no one has ever underestimated this man again. Tonight, he's scheduled to defend one more time. And at Last Stand, I don't know who's going to be willing to take him on anymore, because he just mows through the entire Mayhem division. Fight Night division, excuse me. And the title is raised up high as this match is getting ready to get underway here for the TV title. And the bell rings, and away we go. And look at that, straight out the gate. And now stomping away on Liam Connors. And now wearing him down straight away. This has been quite impressive so far. This is the longest that anyone survived for at least a little while. And now picking him straight back up to his feet for a massive headbutt. And following it through with an elbow drop. Didn't quite get all of it on that occasion. And Liam Connors on the back pedal. This is not what he wanted. He needed to come out and put on a dominant display from the get-go. And hasn't been able to do that as of yet. Look at this, Big Willie. Just destroying him so far. Big slam down. And picks him up now. In a lot of trouble here. Massive headbutt. And straight out the gate, Connors is in trouble. Big splash. And into the cover. Is that going to be enough to retain the TV title? No, it's a 2 count. And Connors kicks. And that's something that Big Willie has not had to see for a long time. He's going for it again, though, to try and wrap it up. And straight into the cover again. Is he going to be able to get it here with the big splash? Oh, and it's a 2 count again. And Big Willie looking as strong as ever here. Oh, look at this. Liam Connors ready to fight back now. Big strike needs to capitalize. Oh, he went for another headbutt, and I might pay for it. Look at this. Leaf blower. Gut buster. Gut buster. He got the gut buster on him. Look at that on the replay. And look at this. Into the cover. Is this it? Is this the end of Big Willie's reign? No, it's a 2 count. He kicks. And look at that, against the pressure. And now look at this, ready to do it again. Big Willie to lose the title. No! Big counter by Big Willie. Spins him around. Oh, look at this. Big counter again. This time by Liam Connors, who slams him down. And into the cover to capture the title. Has he done it? No, it's another 2. And the big moves are coming out here, but he just can't get it done. And now Liam Connors to the top rope, looking to fly. Big counter. And picks him up. Big Willie trying to fight back now. Oh, and he cut him open there. And now trying to fight back. Connors bringing the biggest fight of this man's career so far. But once again, we have another bleeding victim. And he doesn't want to get up because here comes another running knee. And now ready to finish it off. Connors is in trouble here. I thought right as he was about to pull off the upset. Running powerbomb. Running powerbomb. And look at this for a replay. Massive running powerbomb. And Liam Connors is down. Is he out of it though? 2. And it's a 3. Big Willie retains again. And his opponent straight out the gate. Gone in for him. And Liam Connors suffers a defeat here to the TV champion. Oh, but look at this. A sign of respect. He recognizes that was the toughest fight he's had in a while. Oh, but Connors, understandably, is not happy. He is defeated here. And a big win for the television champion. And Connors had his big 2018 return ruined here tonight by Big Willie. Another big win for the big man. Oh, wait a minute here. Look at this. Is that? It is John Cutter. What's John Cutter doing out here? He's not scheduled on the card tonight. He's come out to stare down the television champion. Making his presence known after his big win against Trevor Jackson last week. He's heading towards the ring to deal with Big Willie, it looks. Oh, but wait a minute, look! From behind! From behind! And look at this, taking down the big man himself. He is not impressed with his defeat last week. Look at that, just throws the backpack away and now going down to onslaught on the big man. Oh, and a big neck breaker. And Trevor Jackson clearly not happy with the defeat he suffered last week. And now looking to make the big man pay here. And now look at this, John Cutter trying to fight back though. Of course, beat him last week and clearly Trevor Jackson still isn't happy about it. And now trying to redeem himself here. Oh, look at this. Counters into a sunset flip. And this is getting out of hand between these two already. We saw them coming to terms with each other in the mic last week. A week before. But now this as well. And it's getting out of hand between these two. And look at that. And all of a sudden, these two not becoming good friends at all. But look at this. Just walks away from him after beating him down. But look at this. John Cutter chase. And this is escalating out of control here. As now they take it to the backstage arena. And now look at that. A big drop kick. And look at that. Using the chair straight away. Not wasting any time to unload the big hits. And Trevor Jackson made it abundantly clear here. They had no intention of losing to the big man last week, to the big man next week. This week, sorry, I can't speak at all today. And now look at this, big elbow drop. And the referee following them, trying to get them to stop what they're doing here, but clearly Trevor Jackson has no intention of stopping. Oh, look at that, he's trying to powerbomb the big man, but big counter by John Cutter, and these two. Well, I don't know whether they're going to compete at Last Stand, but I have a feeling that if they haven't been scheduled to already, that they're going to very soon. And now look at this, trying to lift him up again. No, another big counter this time by John Cutter. And the massive powerhouse that is John Cutter, really bringing it to the man now. And now look at this, big clothesline. Oh, and now tosses him into the table. Oh, look at this, beautiful sunset flip again. And John Cutter blindsided here, and it's definitely proving to be quite handicapped for him. Oh no, look at this, John Cutter in a lot of trouble here. Trevor Jackson, don't do this. Powerbomb through the table. Massive powerbomb through the table here. And John Cutter being dealt with in a massive fashion. Big German suplex. And another. And one more time. John Cutter taken out backstage by Trevor Jackson. A big, big statement made. And I think we will see these two at the pay-per-view. But Trevor Jackson making his statement known as he walks away from it all. Well, it's time for the main event, but Trevor Jackson making a huge impact there. Main event tonight, and of course it's building up to what is scheduled to be a major, major title match between Travis and King Sam at the pay-per-view. And Travis tonight is coming out to take on a member of the Wolfpack. Of course, Travis was last appeared, Travis has already appeared here on WIW. Of course, he was a part of the Road to Glory tournament, mentoring JW Cashman, who we found out earlier on tonight will be a part of the Last Stand pay-per-view as he takes on Alex Wilson for a WIW contract. And once again there, it'll be a case of the Wolfpack versus the Cotterrells continued. Even though Brett and Max have given up on their mission to take down the Wolfpack, they've gone back to mayhem, but Travis refusing to give up now, and now being tossed out of the Wolfpack has sparked new life to take him on. And tonight he is accompanied by his newly wedded wife, Abby, who returns to the ring for the first time since the disastrous wedding day that was booked, where Travis was tossed out of the Wolfpack, almost quite literally. But all the attacks have continued, and tonight he gets a chance to really start getting some wins together. This is what the Wolfpack do. They pick you apart, they take you down, they wear you out, and then proceed to beat you at the pay-per-view after you've gone off to a massive loss streak. And tonight Travis has to avoid falling into that trap. He can't afford this losing streak to continue. He needs a big win over the Wolfpack, and tonight he only takes on one, and this could be his opportunity to get the win. Of course, the Wolfpack themselves won't be at ringside. They'll be busy defending their tag team titles for the first time in a while as they take on the Chaos Twins, who are not in action tonight, but they will be in the next show. So big, big fight, big pay-per-view for both Travis and the Chaos Twins as they try to take down what has been so far a dominant Wolfpack era. Everything they have been working towards has finally come to fruition. And the Fight Night Tag Team Champions make their way down to the ring with the World Heavyweight Champion, King Sam, the Wolfpack. Once had Travis in it, but tossed him out, and that is what's led to this match at the Last Stand pay-per-view. Of course, they did not defend at the last pay-per-view in the Wolfpack and the Outback. It was these three versus the entire Cotterrell family. And the Cotterrell family fell short by quite a big margin. David picking up the win pretty easily. But tonight, it's Steve in action. Stephen Thomas representing the Wolfpack tonight. And King Sam gets a rest after he's been pretty dominant as of late. Since switching to the cross-faced chicken wing from the landslide, he's been pretty much unbeatable. He found a move that works, and he's been able to capitalize on it ever since. As for these two, David and Steve, they've been the most dominant tag team force tonight. Well, not tonight specifically, but this week marks over 100 days as the WIW Tag Team Champions, the longest title run in WIW history. Of course, previously set by Jace, but these two have gone on to smash it by so far an extra 20 days. 100-day title reigns as Tag Team Champions. And you've got to admit that at the pay-per-view, the Chaos Twins might be their biggest threat yet. But Steve tonight takes on Travis. And look at this Travis straight out the gate. He knows he can't afford any more defeats here. And he has no intention of suffering one. And Abby cheering him on the outside as he gets straight on the attack here. And Steve not had to deal with this much offense straight out the gate, usually inflicting the majority of the damage, or at least letting David start in tag team matches. And the Chaos Twins have earned their tag opportunity by beating the Vikings of Destiny. Yes, they did have Trevor Jackson involved in that match in a 3-on-2 handicap at the Wolfpack and the Outback, but of course, he didn't even get involved in the match. It was literally just Chaos Twins versus the Vikings of Destiny. And since then, the Vikings of Destiny fallen off the radar a bit. And I'm sure they'll be watching and keeping a close eye on on how this match goes and how the title match goes, because I'm sure they'll be eager to get their revenge on the Chaos Twins. But of course, the Wolfpack, they've been so dominant, especially as the tag team champions. 100-day title reign, and to be fair, King Sam's not too far off a 100-day World Heavyweight Championship reign. We'll be looking to get the actual title reign days count and title history up on the website very soon, so be sure to keep your eye on worldinternetwrestling.com. Still in early stages, but be sure to sign up and become a member. It's all free, so you might as well. And look at this, the Wolfpack looking very hyped, as it's been a bit of a 50-50 affair so far. Look at that, they both stare each other down for a moment before Travis tried to take advantage, but Steve with the counter. And Steve, very lethal fighter, leaves most of his victims in blood. Oh, look at this. Abby here, with a big smile on her face, distracting Steve, and now trying to capitalize there as Travis, but a big counter, and following through with a DDT. And Abby is not impressed. She got his boyfriend, her husband, sorry, got off to a fantastic start, but hasn't been able to capitalize on it, and now Steve making him pay for letting him get control, and there's the stun off the top rope right in front of Abby. And now look at this, a standing moonsault to follow through. And of course, Abby and Travis were dating for 2 days before Travis proposed, and tonight she's getting to see him beaten down. And there's the super kick, leaving him bloody and beaten down. And the referee stopping him from distracting Steven as he lands a big STO. He's not falling for that distraction again. And the referee telling Abby to stop or she will get ejected. And now Steve, ready to finish Travis off here. King Sam must be loving this as a pedigree is landed. And straight into the cover. But look at this, Abby. Abby's getting involved here. Abby distracts the ref again and saves the match for Travis. And now look at this. Massive senton off the top rope. Off the middle rope, sorry. Phoenix splash, should I say. And Steven looking great all of a sudden. Didn't get off to the best of starts, but now dominating. And to be honest, I think Travis has just had a delayed suffering, or continued suffering, thanks to Abby. Abby's kept him in the match, but he's not fighting back, and he's just being beaten down to a pulp here by Steven. And he must be enjoying this. King Sam at ringside, seeing his opponent at last stand being beaten down. But then again, I'm sure he has no fear of Travis. He's beaten him numerous times, but Travis just wants to prove that he can do it. That he is the man who will take down the Wolfpack regime and stop them from controlling Fight Night. And so far, he hasn't been able to do it in tag team action. But looking to do it by taking the titles away from him. That could be exactly what he needs to get the job done. And look at this. All three members swarm Travis as he gets the absolute crap getting kicked out of him by Stephen Thomas, who's making him pay before bringing him back into the ring at a count of 7. I think David and Steve were just there to make sure that it kept control. David and Sam were there just to make sure he kept control. And into the cover now. It might be enough, and it's a 2 count. Travis continues to kick out, but he's been given a lifeline by his wife, Abby, and he hasn't been able to capitalize on it since. He needs to get some offense in, but he's taking some heavy hits. And if he doesn't start defending himself, he might not even be able to turn up to last stand and claim himself a title opportunity. Now, once again, in Abby's corner. And to the top rope he goes. Might be looking for a superplex. Travis is in trouble. If this connects, superplex. But look at this, he follows through with a massive, big takedown into the brainbuster. And they've been targeting the head wisely. And I think that might be enough. Travis has been taking some massive hits, but he still kicks. Travis is still going. He's not done yet. But he has to fight back. He's alright kicking out. But he has to fight back. Stephen has been dominating him. And he can't let this continue. And now look at this. Look at a fly. And he lands beautifully. And look at this. Once again, Abby with the distraction. Travis has made his way back to his feet. And he can capitalize this time, can he? He takes him down with the elbow drop. Well, Travis somehow is still standing, but now needs to take advantage of the opportunity. But no, he got caught taunting. And he's going to pay for it. Into the roll-up. Into the cover. Is that going to be enough? It's a 2 count. I thought he was rolling him up there for the super kick. Instead thought enough was enough and just try to wrap it up. Abby yet to be ejected. Somehow, look at that. Massive drop kick. Almost spinning there on the way through. And Travis, massive impact there. Oh, look at that. Stared him down. But he took too long. He missed his opportunity again. A pedigree. Pedigree by Stephen. And this time into the cover. Abby's not going to distract the referee this time. Stephen picks up the win for the Wolfpack. And just destroys Travis in ultimate fashion. What a fantastic win here from Steve. Dominated from pretty much start to finish. Mind of the first, I'd say, minute of the match. But what a display. And if Steve can get it done, Sam must be believing that he can get it done too. And another month of enjoying watching his opponent being beat down for him by the hands of the Wolfpack. And this is what the Wolfpack do. This is how they play their games. And Stephen, I thought, was clever there. Everyone thought he was going to roll through with the super kick, but tried to catch him off guard and couldn't get it. But instead lands one more devastating pedigree. And what a win for Steve. And the Wolfpack celebrate all together as Abby is distraught. But another win for Steve, Dave, and King Sam. All three of these men scheduled to defend their titles at the pay-per-view, and they're looking very confident about doing that. Will they all be able to defend at the Last Stand pay-per-view? Or will Travis pull up an upset victory on King Sam? Or will the Chaos Twins finally become the second team to capture the Fight Night Tag Team Championships? That is going to wrap up tonight's show. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment your thoughts and feelings on tonight's show, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.